Tony's in the back with Serena Deeb. And he asks her about her attitude change, because apparently they've just decided to switch her heel. And she starts to explain her reasoning, and suddenly a girl that was never identified attacked her, and they got into a big fight, and they just cut away from the fight while the girls were still fighting. Who was that girl?
I don't remember now.
I mean, it was not a well-lit area. They got in a fight. The camera backed up. The girl her face was not visible to the camera most of the time. Nobody said her name. Tony immediately ran off. Here's the thing now. You've got adult male referees and announcers and girls getting fights that are half their size in front of them, and they don't just grab each one by the collar and go, okay, break it up. Anyway, guess what they cut away to?
Well, let me just jump in. I just looked it up. The woman that attacked Serena Deeb?
Yes.
Hikaru Shida.
Ah, she's mad because she screwed her out of her 50th victory.
Now it all makes sense. Now it all makes sense.
Well, I didn't say it didn't make any sense. It just is phony, because here she talks for 13 seconds and then this girl jumps in and they just fight and nobody does anything about it. And they cut away and go back to the ring so that they can have more. We don't know if the police were called. I mean, Punk's having a joke about it. Punk's doing the jokes. It's like, well, I'll tell you what. I don't know if it's more dangerous in the ring or back in the back area. That's the most because anyway, they come back to the ring, and this I am going to give them demerits for. The Hardy Boys and Adam Cole with Don Fallis and Brandon Cutlet against the Dork Order in a 6-man tag. And here is exactly what I wrote. Oh, fuck no. I'm liking this show. I'm not fucking tolerating this. To see Adam Cole, I'm not going to suffer through the Hardy Boys and the Dorks. And guess what happened to me while trying to get through this match?
What?
I hit the fast forward on a DVR, right? So it's fast forwarding as I get through the match. And the batteries died in my remote control and it got stuck on fast forward. And once the match is over with, and now I'm seeing fucking MJF, and I'm like, no, wait. And I'm hitting the button. It won't stop fast forwarding. So I have to run down in the kitchen and grab the new double A's and get them in the remote and bring it to stop the runaway fast forward. Normally, on most of the shows, I would have appreciated that. But in this case, I wanted to see what was going on. Anyway, what did I just talk about? Did you have any thoughts about the match that I did not watch?
No. Young Bucks Dark Order, didn't care.
Then before MJF, we came up on the Arn Anderson and Cody Rhodes at wrestling school segment, where Arn brings Cody to his wrestling school where everybody can tell him what a piece of shit he is, and Red Velvet can slap him in the face. And that's what the Lee Johnson and Brock Anderson and Red Velvet all lined up and basically said, fuck you, and she slapped him. And then they did drills with Cody, and Arn had him beat him up again, and then Red Velvet slapped him again. I don't know if I can see Dusty in this position.
No, because Dusty had instincts, and Cody's trying to be something he's not. And will the fans take this? Because this is obviously an attempt to keep him babyface. You have to shed your Hollywood. You have to shed the douchebagginess. If you got a divorce, maybe be a babyface. But you have to shed all these things and go back to being who you were. When? When was he ever that guy? I just think things have moved on.
Wait a minute. Did he ever know a guy named T.C. Lee that he was digging ditches next to that told him that he would one day be the American dream if he had $2 to rub together? Or was he a privileged child? A privileged child of douchebaggery with the silver spoon firmly in his orifice?
I'm not quite sure there, Dream Machine, but I'll say this, that, you know, they had Arn Anderson show up in Cody's backyard and burn his items, begging the question, where are the police?
Yeah.
And now there's this...
From the reality show, we know he lives in a decent neighborhood. I can't believe somebody didn't call the authorities when there was this mysterious, pudgy, bald man starting fires and burning items in his backyard.
His neighbors have to hate him, right? Like, oh, they're filming again. Now they're pretending that they're having fun at the pool. Now they're doing this. Now they're pretending they're doing this. But Arn burned his stuff in the backyard. Now there's this whole thing. I don't know why Red Velvet's so mad. Cody didn't really do anything bad to Red Velvet. He kind of elevated her. She's the one who got elevated the most, really, out of all of them.
I'll teach you to let me stand in for your wife and be in the same match as Shaquille O'Neal. Pow!
So I'm not, again, and the thing is, just like Cody's reality show, the Bucks and Omega and everyone on top has nothing to do with any of this. It's like a whole separate universe, the Codyverse, the Cody Academy. And, and they're over there doing all this Cody stuff. And maybe if Lee Johnson meant more because he was used differently, people would care. Maybe if Brock had been used differently and meant more, people would care. I don't know. I think, if you put Cody against someone, if you put Cody against Dan Lambert, yeah, maybe they'll cheer Cody. But I think if you put Cody against anyone there who you think may be a heel or on the cusp, like a Miro or something, I don't think it's going to end well because Cody, there's nothing likable about the character that he is. Ever since he got that tattoo, that splotch on his neck was the shark that he jumped. And there's been no turning back since. And again, with that reality show, no signs of Omega and the Bucks. They knew to stay away from that, just like everyone there knows to stay away from Cody's stuff because you get too close, you're not going to be happy with what you're doing.
Good God, what does that say when the three most insufferable twats in the company don't want to be on your program?
How insufferable are you?
Well, there you go. Pretty sufferable. All right. Next,